Hey, what is up everyone? This is Linus from TechLineHD.
And I'm Steven from TechMagnet.
So the Huawei just launched the new P10 flagship phone, which has a great build quality, great design, and I also love the sharp and nice display.
And I really love the form factor, it's so much smaller than my Mate 9. I also really like the battery life, and the UI is pretty awesome.
So we collaborated to make this review, and we kind of agreed on some things, but we disagreed on other things, and that's why you need to check out our both kind of different reviews, and you will find all the links down below in the video description. Stay tuned. The Huawei P10 ships in quite a premium box. Inside of it you can find some paperwork, a hard plastic case, a pair of earphones, USB-C cable, and last but not least, the fast charger. Once you first take the P10 out of the box, you will notice how compact it is due to its 5.1 inches LCD 1080p display, which is sharp, bright, and it has vivid colors. Also, the display has a decent sunlight legibility and it is covered with a Gorilla Glass 5 for scratch resistance. I love how nicely the phone sits in the hand due to rounded edges on the back and all aluminum housing that is smooth to the touch, and it does not attract fingerprints or smudges like some glass-made phones. The brand new home button has a built-in fingerprint sensor that is very fast, accurate, and it can unlock the phone straight from the standby mode. The home key has a lot of other features, but more on that later on. When it comes to the camera, the Huawei upgraded its Leica branded dual camera system by using the latest 20 megapixels monochrome sensor, which is mainly used to capture sharper detail. Also, there is another 12 megapixel shooter, which is essentially used to capture colors. The camera system has optical image stabilization, dual-tone dual LED flash, and finally, the cameras use f2.2 aperture Leica lens. As far as selfie camera, the Huawei also cooperated with Leica, and as a result we have an improved 8 megapixel selfie shooter with a bright f1.9 aperture. Also, we have a notification LED light on the top. The sound quality via the headset jack is just great. No distortions, rich and balanced sound, and a great volume output. Also, I love the sound quality of the loudspeaker. The sound is balanced, rich, and the volume output is pretty good.
The Huawei P10 got a little performance upgrade and is running the same processor as the Huawei Mate 9. The Kirin 960 chipset is a small upgrade over the Kirin 955 found in the Huawei P9. As we expected, it only comes with one storage option, and that is 64GB. At least you don't need to think about different models, and if you need some extra storage, there's still an SD card slot to extend it with microSD cards up to 256GB. The Kirin 960 runs a octa-core CPU with up to 2.36 GHz and is supported by 4GB of RAM. There will be a P10 Plus version coming with 6GB of RAM and 128GB of ROM. As most of the phones right now, it runs Android 7, but no stock Android. Huawei has included its Emotion UI 5.1 overlay on top of Android 7. This disappoints a bit because some of the key Nougat features are missing, like the Google Assistant and Daydream compatibility. At least at the launch, there is no sign when it will come to this phone. The software has improved a bit over the software on the P9, and also there are some cool new features, like that themes of Emotion UI can now be tailored to the color of your phone. Huawei released the phone in a lot of colors, which will also affect the colors of your stock theme, but well, you can change that in your theme app. The P10 also comes with a new approach of navigating through the UI. The home button on the front is not only a fingerprint scanner, it's a multi-navigation button that allows you to access your multitasking menu if you swipe to the right, go back with one tap, and go to home by tap and holding it. It feels different than on the P9 because the P9 had the fingerprint on the back to do such things like access your notifications or use it as a shutter button. So at first feels a bit weird, but after you get used to it, it's quite okay. Huawei also included quick integration. This GoPro owned app allows you to pick photos and videos, and the app automatically edits them into a video, It's a pretty cool feature and works straight out of the gallery and helps you to make a social media ready video from your last events or parties without doing anything. They now have also included predictive fingerprint tracking, which will suggest to the phone where your fingers will probably go next. That means if a lot of people exit an app after using it, this phone will predict that and be able to make it work quicker, or at least it will seem quicker after you have used it. The overall user experience in the UI is good, the phone is fast and there are no hiccups. The gaming performance is the same like on the Mate 9, and it also supports the new Vulkan API, which renders games faster and with more details. All in all, games run fine and you can play the latest games like World of Tanks with maximum graphic details, just like on the Mate 9. The camera app has also been improved and comes with a lot of great features. As on previous Huawei phones, we have a monochrome mode, which takes pretty decent looking 20 megapixel black and white pictures. Then there's also HDR mode, light painting, time-lapse mode, slow motion up to 120 FPS in HD and Full HD, and also some more modes which you can download, like Good Food mode and the document scanner.
When it comes to the daylight image quality, the Leica branded dual camera system can take some nice looking photos with a good amount of detail, great dynamic range, and finally very accurate color reproduction.
The night image quality on the P10 is almost the same like on the Mate 9. I just noticed that some of the shots are a bit higher exposed on the Mate 9, or are recorded with a higher ISO. So the noise looks a bit better on the P10, which could be due to a software improvement in the noise reduction. There is no optical image stabilization, so there is only software image stabilization, which only works in 1080p 30 fps, so 60 fps and 4K can look shaky.
The selfie image quality is pretty good. Obviously, there is more noise in lower lit situations, but in general, you can take some great looking photos. The 1080p selfie video looks pretty good too. The video may not be the sharpest out there, but it's still one of the best you can get on any phone. As far as connectivity, we didn't have any issues at all. The signal reception and the call quality have been great, the Wi-Fi speed and range are excellent, and finally, the GPS is accurate whether you need to use it for driving or for walking down the street. The Huawei P10 ships with a 3200 mAh battery that can be fully charged in about 1 hour and 10 minutes thanks to the supplied fast charger. I use the phone mostly for taking a lot of pictures, checking social media, web browsing, and I was able to get about 5 hours of screen on time at the 50% brightness setting, which is a pretty good result.
My battery life results are pretty close to Linus' results. I got 4.5 hours of screen on time with a higher screen brightness at around 70% and also using a bit more of GPS for navigation. So 1 day of use is no problem for me, and the battery life is a little bit better than in the P9 Plus, which I also owned.
Alright, so we've come to the conclusion part and I wanted to share my opinion, what I love and what I don't like about the phone. So first of all, definitely I love the design and build quality and the form factor. The phone has a 5.1 inches display, which is sharp and nice, and because you have a small display, you can easily manage the phone in one hand. Also, I love that the phone has pretty good specs that assure a great UI performance and great gaming performance. And obviously, I love the dual camera setup on the back. You can take some amazing daylight images with great dynamic range, all this stuff. Also, the low light camera performance is pretty good. And these are kind of pros, but if we talk about the cons, I'm not a huge fan of the Emotion UI because it looks kind of cartoonish, because I love the stock Android. Other things that I wanted to mention is that once you shoot videos, it records videos in H.265 video format. That means that you can share this video out of the box, for example, to YouTube, and you can't edit that video. But these are kind of minor shortcomings. I have to say that the Huawei P10 is definitely a solid phone, definitely a flagship grade device that you should definitely check it out. But if you want to learn more about this device, you should definitely check out Steven's video, because he has a little bit different opinion on a few things. We couldn't really agree. So you'll find his channel link down below in the video description. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you like the video. And yeah, see you in the next video soon.